are live. Welcome to Glammaz Closet, guys. Yeah, I am a couple of minutes late. Sorry about that. I was held up. Yankee Candle was asking for the code on my card, and I had to go fetch that. So hello, everybody. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Alana. It's good to see you, Elaine, and Veronica, and Aisha Dancer, my Kristen, and Happy Hour Hollers, Janet and Bryn, and Cops. Hello, Jonathan. Thank you all so much for being here. I am going to get started with the actual video in just a few minutes. Hello, Miss Idaho. Hello, Patrick Murphy. Hi. Happy Monday to all. Hi, Anne. Hello. Hello, Anne's Art Boutique. It's good to see everybody tonight. Thank you so much for being here. My purpose for doing this tonight was that I've seen a few videos where it's like, here are the BOLOs to look out for and things like that, and I'm like, okay, but what happens when you pull a cross section of resellers that resell all these different things? What happens when you pull them and find out what they're actually looking for? Now, there are certain things that we're all looking for, right? We're all looking for those Nike Air Jordans that are going to be, the $150 Air Jordans. We're all looking for, I don't know, real silverware and things of that nature. So I wanted to find out, what are the things that we've been picking up that are kind of surprising, that we didn't really think we're gonna, we had no idea that they would be quite as successful as they are. And I've reached out to a lot of different resellers. I still have some resellers who are like, hey, I'll get back to you on that. So we may have a part 2 coming up. I wouldn't know those if you threw them at my head. Yeah, exactly. It's one of those things that's like, wow, okay, what are we buying? What are we buying right now? And I always believe that as a collective group, we're much stronger than our individual selves, and no more so strong whenever we're sharing information, because let's face it, most of us are not shopping at the same places. We're all shopping at different places. Even Kristen, who lives here in Missouri, doesn't really shop at the same places on the same days that I do. Sometimes she's in Missouri, and sometimes she's in St. Louis, and sometimes she's shopping where she lives in Jeff City. So hi, Liv. So yeah, I just think of, again, a rising tide lifts all boats. So just wanted to share these with you. These may be surprising for you, and I'm not, I know that some of them really surprised me, and I'm like, wow, really? Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm just outside of St. Louis. I actually grew up in St. Louis County, right on the county-city border. And then now I live in Imperial, which is about 20 minutes south of the St. Louis County border. Jackson, it is safe. Come on out. You're going to be here? Alana, you got to let me know when you're going to be here. We have to have lunch. We must have lunch. I know the best places. I love glamour and red lips like devil in a blue dress. Yeah. It's when you put on a red lip, it just automatically makes you feel better, I think. I'm working, but breakfast works for me. Just reach out to me on Instagram, and we'll definitely hook up while you're here, or a morning thrift store shop. Now there you go. I know that the Savers in Crestwood opens early, or I think they open at 8 or 9. Most of the Goodwills and the Sallies open at 10. and the bins open at 10. So I may have been there once or twice, right? But yeah, there's a Goodwill near every single hotel and motel. So yeah, definitely. I'll be at the Horseshoe. Okay, so you'll be downtown. So Forest Park is probably our best bet. And be prepared to get gritty, but oh, is it fun? She's fun. She's a lot of fun. So let's take a look at some of the things. Now I can tell you, let's go ahead and jump off with mine. I had two actually big surprises that were way out of the norm for me, but I picked them up. I took a gamble. I took a chance, kind of checked comps, and I was like, well, this might be good. This might be something okay. Now, the first thing was actually my friend Miss Sue. I was out thrifting with her at a Savers, and she comes up to me with a pair of sandals, and I've seen this logo before. I've seen this logo on sandals before. And she comes up to me with a pair of sandals, and she's like, these are Olokai. These are really good. And I'm like, okay. Because sometimes, people that don't normally thrift will be like, oh, this is really good. And I'm like, yeah, but the resale value sometimes doesn't reflect that retail value at all, right? Is it even a bins trip if you don't get grossed out, confused, or concerned? No, it is not. So I would say my very first surprise one was Olokai sandals, and I'll spell that for you. It's Olukai. And they were, I picked them up for $4.50, and they flipped for $30. And I was kind of shocked by that. And they flipped very, very fast, like within a day of me picking them up. So the next time that I saw a pair was at the Goodwill by my house, and I picked them up. And again, they were $5. They were just flat sandals, leather straps. And I flipped those for, I had 40 on them, and I got offered 34, and I took it. So those were really great flips for me, and I was shocked by these Olakais. I have no idea. I'd never paid attention to the brand before, didn't know anything about it. Wasn't anything that I went shopping for, and they were fantastic. They were a fantastic flip for me. And the other surprise that I had was Hanro, Hanro. H-A-N as in Nancy, R as in Robert, O. And I picked up what it felt like a really good, soft, super soft t-shirt, but it was a very long floor length nightgown. And it had just like a simple crew neck and 3/4 length sleeves. And it was lavender, and it had some discoloration on it. It had some whitening on it, almost as if somebody had put it in like with a load of bleach or something, So, and it wasn't super noticeable, but it was definitely noticeable. But I picked it up because I liked the feel of it, and I loved that it was a long nightgown. And I tend to go towards the pajama section right away because I can always get great deals and flip those a little bit higher. So I went to the pajama section, found the Hanros, and I actually, those I found at the bins. So it was, and it's t-shirt material, so it couldn't have cost, it's $1.89 a pound. That could not have been 8 ounces that I shipped out. So I want to say maybe 90 cents, maybe $1, if I'm being generous, that I paid for these. And they sold, I had $50 on them, sold at full price. I made 40. 40 was my profit on that. So it was kind of incredible. Really kind of incredible. No, wait, disregard. It was 50. I took 40 and I made 32. So after my cost of goods, I made $31 on this long spotty t-shirt thing. It was incredible. Hanro is always check the pajama section, and weirdly check the t-shirt section too, because I have a feeling some of those get lost in that shuffle. Because what I felt was like a really soft t-shirt material. So I was so happily surprised by that. They were fabulous flips. They all the two Olokai sandals and the Hanro flipped within like all of them flipped within a week, and the 2 Olokai actually flipped within a day. Each one did. So I was really, really happy about that. That was a happy surprise. And I'm going to share with you too some of the reseller surprises that I've gotten the feedback on. And I have Elaine Alana right here in the chat. So we're going to start with her. She said TIEM, TIEM as in Mary. She said, there's a brand I've had twice, and both of them sold quickly and for a good amount. One sold for 65 and one for 85. They're cycling shoes, and the 85 were a special edition cycling shoe. So TM cycling shoes, she said, surprised her, and she flipped those really well. And then the next one was Klim, KLIM, motorcycle brand. And she said she had a pair of the pants, and they were totally wrecked, and they sold for $23. And then a jacket that had some embroidery from a hotel or something, and that one sold for $90. So Klim, KLIM. We got the 4-letter words. Yeah, those are just, those are incredible flips. And those are 2 names that I would never have known. I wouldn't have stopped to look at, and now I'm going to be keeping an eye out for them. That's incredible. That's just amazing. I love that. I talked to Bama, Bama Pickett and Grinnin, and he's a hard goods seller. And he said vintage digital alarm clocks. He said he sold every one he's ever bought. Some are better than others, so make sure you do your research and your comps, just like anything else. He said he usually gets his at estate sales and usually pays between $4 and $8, but they normally sell between $20 and $50 depending on the brand. He said, no, I wouldn't go out and buy every alarm clock I see, but I would start checking them comps. So the vintage digital alarm clocks, and we had those. Hi, Mark and Mike. We had those when we were, when my husband and I were first married. We actually had one for us, and we had one in our son's room. So, yeah, I think we've got those. We may have those in a closet or in an attic, and if we do, I'm going to be digging for those, right? I'm going to be looking those up because they're somewhere around this house, and they may be worth some money. I was thrilled to find out about that. I'm like, okay. Kelly with Collect with Kelly also does. He also does hard goods, but he does jewelry and things like that too. So he does a little bit of everything. And he said he purchased a pair of Swarovski optic binoculars. And I think he showed me the sale on that, and they were those optic binoculars were, I don't remember what he said he paid for it, but it was not much. It was at an estate sale, and they sold for $600. Swarovski, like the crystal, it's spelled just like that. So I'm assuming it's the same company, and they're optic binoculars. Hey, Michael. Hello, my angel. So yeah, Swarovski optic binoculars. But he said the surprising thing is cross pens. He said with the cross pens, they'll give those out a lot for like company. They used to give those out a lot for company gifts to employees and like retirement gifts and things like that. Those cross pens, if you recognize that cross logo and look up cross pens, those sell for, he said, anywhere from 20 to 50. So that was kind of incredible to hear too. Cross pens. He said they fall under the same kind of category where they're almost going to sell for at least $20, and well, but that's the very lowest they typically go. Recognizing the brand mark on it is important and often goes overlooked. Also, he said the Victorinox brand Swiss Army knives. So that's V as in Victor, I-C, T as in Tom, O-R, I-N as in Nancy, O-X, Victorinox brand Swiss Army knives. And he said those are a great flip for him, and kind of surprised him for what they sold for. And he said any of the twist metal mechanical pencils sell well. And the metal pushback pencils sell quickly and well, typically at least $15 a pencil. And he said if it's got the eraser in it, they sell for even more. It's very, very strange. Yeah. It's kind of, isn't it weird that these are like things that you don't think about that maybe sitting around your, excuse me, your home. I think I sold Victorinox before, but I think it was pants. Okay. Let's see. Cami Stahl. Okay, I talked to Cami Stahl, and she said she's only sold 2 items by Magnolia Pearl. Now, we all kind of know about Magnolia Pearl, but here's what you need to know about Magnolia Pearl. The items are extremely distressed, and honestly, some look trashed, but apparently that makes them more desirable. She said they sell, she said, decently fast sells, both sold within a month. And Ryan with Jack Valentine's channel, agrees. He said the Lag and Look brands, where it's a little like the brand is made to make you look like you're homeless, to make you look like you've been rolling around in a field tearing your stuff. He said that those tend to sell for him quicker than anything. And I know they sell on Depop like crazy. Janet, Happy Hour Haulers, had some really great items. She said her surprising one would be Duck Feet, Duckfeet, spelled like it sounds. She said it's an obscure shoe brand. It's a Scandinavian company. Have found it a few times and sells great. And then she said, I have a better one. Coach bag charms and keychains. They can sometimes sell for higher than an actual Coach bag, which I can witness that. She said it's kind of all the rage to dress up your bag. I think they got that from Truman Capote, the Swans. I think everybody's following that dictate, that style. Keychains and bag charms that used to sell for maybe $20 to $30 can now go for $60 to $100, in some cases more than that. We have a rare purple leather vintage mini day pack bag charm that's probably worth $300 or so. Crazy. If it was black, it would still be worth around $175. So yeah, that's check out those, the little key fob, the little keychains, the little bags. I actually have a little Coach mini red bag that I'm almost ready to pass along. It's a keychain. And it's a red leather bag, and it looks literally like a little Coach bag. Like it's got like the little key lock and everything, and it's made with the leather. So I might try to hustle that one out too. Yeah, I was really excited about those. From Roy with Horizon Picks. He gave the feedback. He said the mountain tees. He said they always sell and a good profit regardless of what's on it. So never mind what's on it. He's got those the mountain tees that he swears by those. And he said they're always they're a pretty good consistent seller for him. Johnny with Cajun Roots Reseller said, I have sold 3 of the same brand of Florenza brooches for a total profit of $335.50 for all, and he got them for free. So it's Florenza. It's not Forenza. It's Florenza. It's Florenza. Those brooches. And he said that he sold 3 of the same brand for a total profit of $335. I know, Johnny with the good stuff. I do not always do well with the mountain. Have one sitting for like 2 years. I think, well, and with Horizon, I think it has to do with he does have a live, several live auctions throughout the week, and he does have t-shirt sale auctions, so it may be that he's selling them that way. But Johnny sold his online. I know that. Also, I watched Passport and Pizza Pie's video K with passport and pizza pies. And she did mention a brand that was an unusual brand, but when she picks it up, it sells. And she said it's Vuori, I think is how it's pronounced. V as in Victor, Uori, Vuori. And she said that one sells for her. So I was excited to see that. I also got feedback from Veronica Mitke. She said, I have a super niche brand that I found at the Jersey Bins twice. It doesn't look like much. It's yoga wear. It's called Be Present. And it's capital B, lowercase e, space, capital P, RESENT. So be present, like be present at the party. She said the first one sold on Macari. And then she showed me that she had picked them up at the bins, and she sold those first ones were extra small, and they sold for $40. And then she said, I think the other one sold on eBay also very fast and for a similar price. They each sold within a day of listing. So those are just some crazy good stuff. Now, if you're watching from the UK later, please know I do have one feedback from the UK. Sophie with SB Reselling, she said diesel jeans go off like blank off a shovel and for good money. She said Le Creuset. I'll spell that. It's LE, and then the next word is CREUSET. So she said those sell really well. She said she was surprised by how well the Leapfrog kids toys sold. She was kind of surprised by how fast the Nintendo Wii sold. And then she said Ralph Lauren, but not quite so much at the moment. So I think there was an American resurgence, probably, and now everybody's kind of over us, which is that's fine. La Creuset. Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it. I don't have a. Be Present usually has some small embroidery. Yeah, I'll have to take a look at it. It's pronounced V-Ori. Only found it once, but sold it to another reseller. Crusade. Yes, that's super expensive cookware. Okay. Yeah, diesel doesn't move that fast for me. It moves very slowly. I had some diesel for about 6 months, and they finally just sold like 2 weeks ago. Hi, Wildflower. So those are the surprises, that is sort of things that have shocked us as resellers. Not not heart attack shock, but they have shocked us, or at least they were a happy surprise as resellers. Things that we're picking up that maybe we don't normally pick up, or something that we took a chance on, or something that we were outsourcing and came across a brand, and looked up comps and decided to give it a whirl, and hopefully that's helpful for somebody. Like I said, I don't like saying BOLOs, because just when you say a BOLO, it's going to change. 2 years ago, about a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago, you could not find a brown puffy North Face jacket to save your life. And if you could find one, it was worth gold. It's worth its weight in gold, practically. There was a whole thing, and all the influencers were wearing all the stuff, and they were all, it was a very big thing. One of the influencers wore it, and now all of a sudden every teenage girl or preteen in America had to have one. And of course, the North Face ran out, and everybody was looking. And right now, if you went out and bought one, it would probably just sell as like a regular North Face. You couldn't get the 360 or whatever people were selling them for at the time. You couldn't get that much for it anymore. So those trends come and go. BOLOs are always changing. So that's why I don't like to use the word BOLO, but I can tell you that these are brands that have surprised us. And this is from all of this feedback is from real life resellers who really do this for their job, or for their second job. And they're sourcing and selling all the time. So I trust them. I trust this broad spectrum of people to, to tell me what surprised them. I truly trust their taste, and they know what's making money for them. Yeah, the brands du jour. It's sometimes you can have something and you don't even realize it's worth a penny, and then all of a sudden the big trend is for everybody to get the Trader Joe cloth bags, and now Trader Joe's is out because it's trending, and then or big Stanley cups, and now Stanley's out of big pink cups because they're trending. It's just one of those things where you can make money. But yeah, these are things that I don't think. Kind of like the stock market. Yeah, it's a great gamble. It's so much fun. It's so much fun. It's so much fun, guys. So those are people are sheep, kind of. Yeah, they are. They are sometimes. And then luckily for us, we also have those. We also have those people who only want original vintage, and I sell that too. That moves a little slower, but you get what you get. But I hope this has helped you out. I hope that you found this entertaining and at the very least, and maybe a little informative. And look for a part 2, because I do still have people who are getting back to me, and they're like, "Hey, I'm going to get back to you." They're like, "Hey, I'm going to get back to you," and give me some time to think about it or talk about it. So we'll do a part 2 on this one as soon as I get more information. But I hope that this has been good for you guys. Was it good for you? It was great for me. And I hope that you all have wonderful, wonderful evenings. And never forget, no matter where you go, no matter what you're sourcing, Glamaz loves you.